what? I wasn't planning on streaming today. I wasn't really planning on making anything today, any kind of content, because I was just kind of wanting to chill. But you know what? I'm just like, fuck it. Just show up, right? That's all you really gotta do. Show up. So, let me see. Let me see if my shit is up. All right. I don't even know if I just recorded the last part, but anyway, yeah, we here. We showing up. I just wanted to go ahead and get up on here and do something, right? So, I'm gonna try something different. We gonna watch some Crime Time. So let me just check real quick where we at. All right. We're gonna pause this. Make sure audio is good. Let's see. Window capture. Uh-oh. I think it's 'cause I got too many windows up right now. Hold up. Uh-oh. Light properties. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do some Crime Time. Now, what's the location of your emergency? Yeah, so cop unlocks predator's phone, finds horrifying videos of missing girl. So for me personally, I like watching crime videos and like some kind of police videos because it's a little bit educating, you know, when it comes to finding out like how the police are and then how these crazy ass people are, how these crazy ass people be acting, right? So, and it, man, like whenever I watch these two, I get fucking worked up too. Like I saw one earlier that happened in my hometown. I don't know if I want to post or like put that one up on there, but I already watched it. But there's like another one that's exactly like it. Yo, what's up? Hold on, dog. I'll be right back. Hold up. Where the fuck is my drink? I should have went and got me a drink. Dude. So yeah, these piss me off, bro. But you know what? We gonna get through it.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
I'm reporting a missing child.
And at this point, I start to panic and freak out because that can't be the case. She was dropped off. I remember him saying, should I have asked a warrant? And I'm like, no, you got nothing to hide. Give him your phone. If you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious. Like, what are you doing?
I feel like sometimes people struggle to show real emotion when they're aware of what the truth is.
If I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the f you want, but I don't know anything.
On February 25th, 2024,
I feel like lie detector tests don't even really work like that. They don't really work well. Like, people be cheating them all the time. Like, just because your heart rate goes up when somebody asks you a question doesn't mean you're lying, you know? And if you're good at lying, you can control your heart rate, then you can cheat a lie detector test.
In Kissimmee, Florida, Madeline Soto celebrated her 13th birthday party with family and friends. The joyous occasion was quickly overshadowed by fear and panic just one day later when her mother arrived to pick her up to piece together the clues from her last 24 hours. Shocking evidence and glaring inconsistencies begin to emerge, suggesting her disappearance may be connected to a far more sinister truth.
I don't want to believe she's still alive. She's out there.
The following report is based on police
Hold on,
records,
y'all.
and most
I'm
of
about
the
to
footage has
change this to my headphones real quick because my speaker is getting it. All right.
never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. On the late evening of February 26, 2024, the Orange County Sheriff's Office receives a 911 call from a caller with a dire concern.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Police, possibly. I'm reporting a missing child.
Okay. And the child that you're trying to report missing, are you calling on behalf of the parent?
Yes, on behalf of the mother. She's like,
Okay. And then how long has it been, though, since you guys have last seen her?
since this morning. She was dropped off at school this morning, and apparently she never showed up. We called everyone we knew. No one's seen her.
After collecting more details, the dispatcher assures the caller that a deputy will arrive as soon as possible. However, no help arrives. She calls back 2 more times, attempting to express the urgency of the situation.
Do you need police, fire, medical?
No, it's not a medical issue. We have a missing child since this morning. We already called 3 times.
Bro, look, the police be so fucking useless, man. And then whenever shit goes viral, like whenever cases like this go viral, and then the police want to go ahead and bring out a statement talking about, oh, in these situations, we get a lot of fake calls and prank calls, and we don't know which one's true. No, shut the fuck up and treat every single case like it's serious. Like, don't just be putting off stuff just because somebody cried wolf in one area. These people called 3 times. You think they're going to prank call the precinct 3 times or something? Like, bro, do something.
Ma'am, I see you. This is waiting for a deputy to respond.
They're waiting for a deputy to respond.
See,
Yes,
look,
ma'am.
And how long more do we need to wait?
a 3 to 5 business
I
days.
understand that, ma'am, but I'm just not able to give out ETA. I don't know when they'll be there.
So this is not important for you guys? Really?
Ma'am, we were very busy in the area. Look, I understand they'll be there as soon as they can, okay?
The chilling reason for the delay and what had deputies in the area so busy would soon raise more questions about the timing of her disappearance. At 7:48 p.m., Deputy Joseph finally arrives at the scene to meet with the missing girl's mother, 35-year-old Jennifer Soto, and her boyfriend, 37-year-old Stephen Stearns.
Hi there. Hey there.
Hey there, what's going on?
So, was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
With more than one missing child in the area, the fear that she may have been abducted remains a possibility.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. I got an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Just had her 13th birthday.
13. What was she last seen wearing?
Green hoodie, white Crocs. I got blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live. I asked all of them.
Is this like, does she like have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Not typically, no.
No.
Not typically?
No.
Okay. By any chance, does she have a phone number or a phone?
She does, but she...
Bro, this is why parents, y'all need to know your kids, bro. Like, every parent is just all about discipline and not about knowing their kids. Like, bro, how do you not know your kids' friends, bro? Like, you don't talk to your kids. You just come home, ask them how's school, do your homework, go to bed. That's it. Like, definitely something's up, bro. Like, you dropped your daughter off. You ain't got no friends that you can ask for where they been at, where she been at, where she might be. Like, the fuck?
I haven't.
You have it.
And I've already gone through her messages.
Okay. How about, does she have like Apple Watch? No. Does she have
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
her school laptop? Is that trackable?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It should be. It should be.
If the Wi-Fi is turned on, it'll try to connect to the Wi-Fi.
So if I like circle here,
It connects to any USB system.
Without her cell phone, the laptop is their only hope of tracking Madeline's location. Attempts were made to locate the laptop, but unfortunately, the last pinged location was near downtown Orlando on February 22nd, 4 days prior to her disappearance.
She don't have a history of running away or anything like that?
Never.
She was hanging out and lost time kind of thing?
I don't Possibly, I don't know. She got dropped off. She was like,
Bro, she looks like she doesn't even care. Like, I don't know. It's just me. But she's like moving around like everything's all cool and like nonchalant. Like, I would be freaking out way more than this. She's just kind of like, I don't know. She's like more antsy about getting some information out rather than trying to figure out what's going on.
so she's embarrassed by this car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped
Like,
off.
I'd be pulling my hair out.
She's in the face.
But he dropped her off half a block away and drove away.
Okay. Did she ever go to school though?
No, we called school.
She was walking in that direction. She was rifling through her backpack, just looking for something. I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones before she got her walking on.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of, shambling over in that direction. It looked the same as any other morning.
A sudden phone call puts the room on high alert as family and officers alike wait to hear if it's news about Madeline.
Hello? Yes? Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you?
Stefan leads officers to the location where he believes he dropped her off for school, but a parent's struggles with his memory give them a less than ideal start.
Was it here?
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. Oh, thank you. So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see the overpass down there.
Where's the school?
Just on the other side of the overpass.
With a general idea of where Madeline was last seen, officers begin to search a nearby apartment complex for any sign of the missing child.
No cameras as of right now.
I can't believe that in this day and age, there's no cameras pointing on anywhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can find something. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Deputy Joseph appears to have better luck as he reviews surveillance footage at a church half a mile from Madeline's school, where a young girl fitting her description was captured on camera in the early morning hours.
There's like a car full.
Yeah, he left and she walked onto property. And then she actually dove back onto property.
I guess she left.
So she's still sitting there.
And Ventura, what's the other?
What they were saying, right? She left her phone on to me. It's like, that feels intentional. You know? Like, I don't want to be tracked. So I'm going to try bumping it up like 10 minutes to see if she's in there. Yeah.
Oh, wait, there is a person getting out of the car.
She's gone by 9.
Hopeful that Madeline's movements can be tracked, a K-9 search unit is dispatched in the intersection near the school where Madeline may have walked. The stakes are high and every second counts, but after nearly 15 minutes of searching, they've yet to pick up her trail.
I mean, if I had to guess, get out of there. If I had to guess, you probably went that way. But, ow. He dumped her off here, or he dumped her off up ahead? Okay.
And she walked this way, coming down.
So her scent's probably all over here anyway. Yeah, it's a tough one.
At first, I thought that was a shepherd. I was like, how's a shepherd gonna do? They got a hound.
Back at the church, Deputy Joseph shares what he
Bro,
saw on the surveillance footage with
they just looked for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. What the fuck is 15 minutes of a search gonna do, bro? They really brought the dog out for 15 minutes, and then after the 16th, they're like, let's call it off. Useless.
Madeline's aunt.
It's blurry video, but it looks like a child sitting right there. And I don't see her getting into anybody's car in the video. I see her sitting on property for give or take 10 minutes and then walking off property. I don't know which way she went from there and get more video.
Show the bridge or anything?
No.
Speculating that Madeline may have wandered away on her own, the officer asks if there's anywhere she may have gone that she wouldn't want her mother to know about.
I have no idea.
Nah, bro. Mom's in on it.
Crazy stuff. But yeah,
Man, I got goosebumps,
I
bro.
didn't see her trying to
You
plan
definitely can't see that, but
anything. And I just really don't think she's the type to do it.
just walk up and leave.
her friends know her, bro. Like, her mom knows something. She's acting fishy. I'm sorry, bro. Like that. It'd be the one that close. Her mom knows something.
I don't see her doing that at all.
The mystery of Madeline's disappearance eludes law enforcement as a challenging night of searching meets a disappointing end.
16 minutes of searching, bro.
Efforts,
of course,
the
Florida.
question of where Madeline has gone and why leaves everyone grasping for answers. The following day, on February 27th, officers begin canvassing local neighborhoods, and the family makes multiple appearances and television interviews. As news about Madeline's disappearance spreads, some residents begin feeling the emotional impact.
Oh, is this about that little girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been crying all day long.
Yeah, she's been missing since 8:30 a.m.
Why aren't there any updates? Like, I'm looking everywhere for anybody. I kept saying to my son, I said, I'm hoping she.
Now look. Let me tell you, if this girl came from a family of money, they would have found her like real quick. Like you see what they was doing with Luigi, bro. They was up in arms everywhere trying to find Luigi, and then they found him. Like the dude had like a great escape, you know. And it just feels so scripted how he got caught, bro. Like you get caught by somebody from McDonald's, okay. Like, but you know they can't find shit about this. They having a hard time with this.
While Orange County deputies continue knocking on doors, a detective heads to Madeline's school to speak with her best friend in the hopes she may have heard from her or has information that may lead to a breakthrough.
I thought it was fishy yesterday when she didn't text me at all, because usually even if she doesn't go to school that day, she texts me like the night or the day of, like she'll wake up early just to like text me like, hey, I'm not going to school. And she didn't yesterday, but I didn't think anything of it because I thought she like slept in or something.
Okay. Did you ever try to call her or text her or anything?
Yes, I called her.
And no answer?
No answer.
Somebody was on her phone. Somebody had her phone already and was pretending to be her. And Madeline should have like texted her in some way where you know how your friends text, like your friends text like a specific way, you know how they talk. They should have like tried saying something to like fish for a phrase that you always say as friends or something. You know, like you say something, you know, you're like tight shit, like at the end, and you expect them to say like tight shit at the end of like their conversation or at the last part of their text, and if they don't say it, you're like, this is not her, this is not him, you know. Like some people will type in, you know, YOU if they're saying you, and some people just type or just put the letter U, you know. It's like you got to look at how people talk.
As an ordinary for her.
Yeah.
According to investigators, Madeline's phone was unplugged from the charger on February 26th at 7:04 a.m. It was then powered off around 15 minutes later, which they would determine is an unusual pattern according to historical phone data. As speculation that Madeline ran away from home continues, her friend drops a shocking revelation.
She had told, like, when I turned 13, once I turned 13, I'm going to leave this house and never come back.
Why 13?
Because she would always brag, because I said that I can't wait till my birthday, and she was like, are you having a birthday party? I said no, and she was like, oh, I get a whole bunch of money, like $500 something. I think she was waiting to turn 13. That way she could get a whole bunch of money and go.
But where would she go?
I have no clue.
As the question of why Madeline would want to run away from home haunts the investigators, her mother, Jennifer, offers a simple explanation.
So this whole living in the woods thing, I have people like
tell us
tromping through the woods right now on horses and ATVs and all sort of things. But has she ever mentioned that before?
The thing is, I started talking to her about World War III, just what's happening politically, and I'm like, you know, I don't know what that means for us, but we'll see what happens. But I talked to her about World War III, so that's what I'm just saying.
How long ago was that? I mean, is that something that might have impacted her?
And that's why she said she wanted to go live in the woods.
As the detective asks Jennifer for
I don't
her
buy
own
that, bro.
insights, she poses a darker theory for what may have happened.
I don't buy that shit.
Based off of everything, me knowing her and knowing how she is and how tight-knit we are, like, I don't think she would run away. I feel like she was taken, like, on that short walk from where she was dropped off to the school.
As investigators finish interviewing Madeline's friend, she shares one final detail that suggests a suspicious break in her usual routine. The friend shares that Madeline always preferred to be dropped off at school and had never walked her way to school from the church.
But yesterday, for some random reason, she wanted to be dropped off at the church.
I don't know if she's ever been dropped off at church before. No, she has told me.
Okay.
The unusual circumstances leave detectives scrambling for answers, and they'll soon turn to Stefan and Jennifer to fill in the blanks. As officers continue canvassing, a second night falls with no valuable leads. By now, Madeline has been missing for over 48 hours. K9 Wyatt returns for a second attempt at locating her trail, this time beginning at Madeline's residence where Stefan and Jennifer are waiting.
We're going to pull one more, and then we're going to have the dog sniff it out again and see if we can get another track going.
Can I get you like the last outfit you were wearing?
Has it been like with other clothes and all that, like your clothes?
It got mixed in with clean clothes, dirty clothes.
Is it other people's dirty clothes or is it her dirty clothes? Is her
What about
underwear?
like a pillow that she likes to sleep with?
Her underwear is
I mean, all that stuff works.
Yeah, but you slept on the pillow this morning.
Oh, that's right. I snuggled with a pillow.
They settle on using
Bro.
a pair of her.
I don't know, bro. I swear, I don't mean to put the mom in this position, but bro, she's like fishy, bro. Mom's is fishy.
Underwear from
Mom's, to me, is suspect number one, bro. She's a suspect.
bathroom, and the search begins. However, Stefan's curiosity will soon create an unexpected barrier to their efforts.
I'm gonna be going like right where you guys are. Yeah. You guys can go inside if you want, because then I just don't want him trying to track you guys. Yeah. He's a pretty cute little guy. Just as long as everybody's inside. I'm not gonna go inside. I'm just gonna start at the front door. He's trying to open the door. Oh god, he opened the door. Sorry. He knows how to open doors.
After only a few minutes of searching, Stefan is seen lingering just around the corner, leading to frustration with the K9's handler.
No, sorry. He backtracks a lot, so he kind of just circles.
Bro, go inside. You see they're trying to fucking work and use scent to find her. And you're the closest thing to her scent too. Like, you're fucking it up. Get the
Yeah.
After being told that it's distracting.
Unfortunately, no critical evidence was found in the second K9 search, and concerns around Madeline's whereabouts continued to escalate. By Friday, March 1st, 5 days after she first disappeared, Madeline is still nowhere to be found. Jennifer and Stefan have been interviewed multiple times, but inconsistencies in their accounts and shocking new evidence have thrown the case in a chilling new direction. As investigators meet with Jennifer to revisit their previous interviews, an intricate web of lies begins to unravel.
Why is my mic picking up all the static, bro?
Yeah, we'll start with Sunday. I think we do Sunday.
Sunday birthday party. She spent the whole day at my mom's house. They celebrated with the whole family.
Bro,
I
that's
was at work.
bro. I don't think, bro. Like, it's dude. She feels so fake. She feels so fake.
She started a new job last week or the week before.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I was so happy when I got home and I saw her at my house around 8:30 that night. I wasn't home. She got dropped off alone. About 10 to 15 minutes later, Stefan showed up.
At your house in Kissimmee.
At my house in Kissimmee, he called me. Or he texted me now. But
To make sure she's in bed right now. Okay, sweetie. Good night. Good night. She's built her nest and she's settling in now. Okay, good.
he let me know he was there and that she was getting ready for bed. She was doing her routine.
Stefan previously explained to detectives that he doesn't live with Jennifer full-time, but rather splits his time between her house in Kissimmee and his parents' home in Northport, Florida, nearly 150 miles away.
And what does your time splitting look like? Are you here for days, weeks, months, something else?
Weeks at a time, yeah.
And so, I guess, when did you arrive this block of time that you were here?
Day before yesterday, actually.
So, what night? Saturday?
Yeah.
I think. So you got here Saturday night.
This is inconsistent with what Jennifer just told detectives, claiming Stefan arrived after her birthday party, which took place on Sunday night. However, even this timeline contradicts one of her earlier interviews, in which Jennifer struggled to remember exactly what day he made it into town.
How long has he been here? Or when did he arrive, rather, this time?
I can't remember if he arrived Saturday or Sunday morning.
These are only the beginning of a string of contradictions that will soon raise major red flags. As Stefan's questioning continues, he's asked to describe how Madeline was acting following her birthday party on Sunday night.
She was just happy. She was very happy. Everyone was happy. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I can't remember anything particular that happened.
Jennifer
Yo, when they
continues to
fall under
explain-
questioning, that's whenever they start like doing the whole fucking crocodile tears and waterworks. You see that? Like they get into one-on-one questioning, like she was the best. You wasn't acting like that like initially when everybody was around. You know, when the principal called, she wasn't even acting like that. They both wasn't acting like they was just chill. Like, you know, they felt comfortable that everybody was around. Now when it's one-on-one, they want to start having all the waterworks. The questions are getting serious, and they folding. So that's what happens. They start folding into questioning. They start trying to get all sensitive and, I can't get my story straight because I'm just so distraught. You wasn't distraught earlier. You wasn't distraught the first 48 hours. You was kind of chilling.
What happened just after she returned from work, and the reason behind her decision to break routine and have Stefan take Madeline to school the following morning.
I got home around 10:30. I started getting ready for bed myself. I started eating and taking my meds. I have to take meds. When I went to take my meds, I realized, oh my God, I forgot to take my Saturday night's meds, which is why I felt so weird and so abnormal and not myself Sunday while I was at work. Everyone at work noticed I was acting different and not being myself. Like I couldn't smile in front of the guests. I felt this wave of depression that I haven't felt in years. It was my bipolar symptoms.
You're bipolar.
For all this time, I sent them to sleep upstairs in the guest bedroom. So that I could get a good night's sleep.
This disturbing admission further stressed the concerns detectives have had since Jennifer's initial interview, when she'd first explained their unusual sleeping arrangements at home.
She's got bipolar
Is it normal for both
disorder.
of them to sleep in the same room? Sometimes, when I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But when also a lot of times we will sleep together in the king size bed, all three of us, or sometimes Stefan will go upstairs and our bed alone. So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what
Why they
we're doing.
redact that?
Okay, where were you sleeping? Downstairs in the king size bed. Okay, is it just you two here? Well, you guys have a roommate, right? We have two roommates. So what rooms do you guys use? The room downstairs, the master bedroom downstairs, and room number 4.
The house would later be thoroughly searched.
What the fuck?
And what investigators would uncover would lead
Is he sharing a bed with his 13-year-old daughter?
As Jennifer continues, she elaborates
Stepdaughter?
on how the concerning sleeping arrangements first originated.
The living situation with them, I'll be honest, seems weird. It's weird to me. She's got a bedroom downstairs. What's kind of the mindset or the thought process, the communication you've had with Stefan about, she's not going to sleep in her bed, but you guys are going to go sleep in the guest bedroom?
What?
It wasn't until June that he got his own bedroom and I sent him upstairs. That's where the requests for sleepover started.
Okay.
And I kept telling her no. I'm not comfortable with that. They really wanted to watch something and I was really tired. And I said, okay, fine. Go ahead, but this can't happen often. I allowed her to go upstairs and sleep with him. But honestly, I
Bro.
can count on one hand how many times that's happened, and it has been many times that I've allowed her to
Come
have a
on,
summer party with him, to be alone in a bed with him.
The sleeping arrangements leave detectives seemingly uneasy. But with finding Madeline still the main priority, investigators asked Stefan to piece together the events of the fall.
Dude, she was literally pimping out her daughter. Bro. You fucking.
Following morning,
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we had talked about getting McDonald's breakfast beforehand, so we wanted to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30ish, 7:45ish, maybe.
however, when Natalie, who lived in the house as one of Jennifer's 2 roommates, was asked if she saw the 2 of them getting ready in the morning, her answer seemed to contradict Stefan's account.
Did you see them at all Monday morning?
By the time I was leaving Monday, no, I think I was leaving too early. I leave like around 7:45. I typically don't see them.
We probably gone before they even got up, maybe. Okay, gotcha.
If Natalie's recollection is correct, she would likely have seen Stefan, as they both claim to have left the house at the same time. The timeline is even more muddied by a written statement to the police, in which Jennifer claims she physically saw Madeline getting ready around 8 a.m. Confusion over the truth is compounded as her story continues to change.
Between your initial statement to the police, a lot of things have changed. The
Mm-hmm.
initial statement to the police was you watched her get dressed, you watched her leave, you knew exactly what she was wearing.
Can I tell
Lying
you
so much you don't know which
where
is true and which is
where
not.
I came from with that?
Just keep lying.
I was handed this form, and I'm like, where do I start? What do I write? And somebody said, tell them what you saw. And so I started with I saw. And then I wrote out what I wrote out. But it wasn't until later I was like, wait, I didn't see her. I assumed that I saw her. I assumed that I heard her. But I didn't. In reality, I didn't see her.
Bro.
I only saw him. And I heard something in the kitchen, but I don't know who that was.
Despite the inconsistencies, investigators move on to what happened after Stefan and Madeline allegedly left for school.
She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school.
Bro.
She's got this phase that she's been into.
They was pimping her out. The mom was pimping her out to Stefan. She wanted to move out at the age of 13. And whenever she was dead ass serious about it, you know, they had to get rid of her, bro.
Too lately, where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. Yeah. I get it. It's an image thing. I said, okay, let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where we were supposed to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. Find out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. Looked like any other day.
And you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance?
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool. And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
His statement seems to have raised suspicions with investigators, as Madeline's friend informs them that it isn't typical for her to be dropped off anywhere but in front of the school.
Yup.
Stefan also claims to have dropped her off between 8:20 and 8:40 a.m., but when confronted with what detectives saw on local street cameras, Stefan makes an abrupt change to his story.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10? So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm. I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
So yes, we'd gone out.
How far did you get?
Good cover.
Before you came back down, when you realized you forgot your clicker?
Nearly all the way to the school.
So you guys came back here to get your clicker?
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in here with her in the car?
Yes, with her in the passenger seat,
okay.
Yes.
Footage from the apartment shows Stefan pulling up to the complex trash compactor at 7:35 a.m. in his silver sedan.
Oh,
He's wearing
no.
a red-colored shirt as he throws a trash bag inside the compactor and pulls away. A female believed to be Madeline is visible in the front passenger seat,
Okay.
appearing slightly slumped over. They leave and return to the apartment at 8:19 a.m., where Stefan appears to speak briefly with a security guard. Madeline still appears to be in the front passenger seat. The security guard was later interviewed, but his account burns another hole in Stefan's story.
Do you remember a resident coming through in a silver Lincoln sedan?
I do remember, but not his face. I talked to him. He showed me his little clicker, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm clicking, it's not working." And then I went and I clicked the button. He went inside, and I just remember there was a woman like sleeping beside him.
Oh, dude, they drugged her. Those pills, those where she had like the Publix bottle. What is that? Let's see.
If Stefan already had his gate clicker, his reason for returning to the complex falls apart, leaving investigators to question what else he may have lied about. They determine the trash compactor needs a closer look and begin the process of gathering a warrant to search its contents.
Search
Meanwhile,
it.
with more questions than answers,
Yo, bro.
Stefan continues to explain what happened next after he returned to the area near the church and dropped Madeline off.
What did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home. Waited about an hour or so and then went back and checked the vape shop again.
Bro, this dude looks like a pedophile. I mean, damn. I can't even say that on live, can I? So much censorship, man. He looks like a PDF file.
It was open, so I got what I needed there and came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out with a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was there when you got here at
Yes.
10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double check.
It's okay. We don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been here. She might have not have been here
I
the first time.
believe she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could because she's been messed up with a new work schedule. So she had to be here because she didn't want to sleep in.
With Stefan struggling to remember whether or not Jennifer was home when he arrived back at the apartment, investigators turned to Jennifer herself for confirmation.
When Stefan called me around 10, 18 in the morning, I had stepped out to go get blood work done. And he had just let me know that he just got back home from running a few errands. I asked, did you guys ever just stop at McDonald's? And he said no. She changed her mind. He tried convincing her a few times that she did not want McDonald's anymore.
At what time did you leave the house yesterday in the morning? Or what time did you step out, rather?
I'm going to say around 9:30.
You left around 9:30. And then Stefan called you around 10 to say he got home?
Though Stefan claims he spent time with Jennifer before leaving for the vape store a second time, Jennifer's account suggests she wasn't home until after he returned. As confusion builds over the timeline, detectives review security footage from the street cameras and notice a flaw in Stefan's story.
Did you go anywhere else after the smoke shop?
Oh, no. I don't think I went anywhere specific. I was just driving probably in the direction of home. But I don't remember stopping anywhere specifically.
And you were there for 5 to 10 minutes?
Roundabout, I think.
Okay, so like let's say you drop her off at 8:40. We don't see her car coming back south until 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing?
What the hell? Yeah.
8:40 and 10 o'clock.
What the fuck were you doing for a whole hour?
Cruising around a little bit.
But I asked you earlier, like what you were doing,
Bro.
and you said you were there for like.
I couldn't be a detective, bro. I'd be crashing out and I might throw off the mission like you're fucking lying, bro. Like you literally just said it took you 5 to 10 minutes where you was at and you went home. But clearly Where were you for an hour and 20 minutes? And you gonna talk about you was cruising? What the fuck you cruising for? Huh? I'd be crashing out, bro.
5 or 10 minutes, and then you came back home.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It was just a normal day. I didn't have anything important to do. The smoke shop was supposed to open soon, so I made my way over there. Wasn't any particular rush, though.
Okay, but can you help me explain to them, because I don't know the explanation or the answer to this question, okay? So can you help me explain to them why there's such a delay in the time?
No.
With Stefan unable to provide an answer, more surveillance footage will need to be
Bro.
reviewed to track his movements.
I'm locking your
Meanwhile,
ass up.
suspicious act by Stefan
You really
raises
can't answer
serious
that question?
alarms for investigators.
Look, why didn't they do that before? Why didn't they, like, ping his phone? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't they ping his phone? Like, this from cell towers for the whole hour that he was gone. This dude probably drove all the way back home away from, was it his girlfriend's house? Jennifer's house? Whatever her fucking name is.
I left my phone at home in the morning, too. I was so busy riding herd over to get us out the door on time that I left my phone. She left her phone. We both left our phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off. I was still without it. I got my phone and went back to the smoke shop later when I got home.
And then I also noticed, I was checking your call history. I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. Stupid. I went to do an update yesterday morning, and I don't know what the... Pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory
Oh, you managed to factory reset.
all my information.
Jennifer also corroborates this story as she explains the moment the supposed accident took place.
And I said, how the hell does that happen? That gives you options now when you reset your phone? He goes, yeah, apparently I wasn't paying attention and I just pressed the button and it happened. And I said, oh, that's unfortunate. That sucks.
When asked, Stefan voluntarily hands over his phone, and investigators begin a forensic download to determine its contents. They uncover that at 12:12 p.m. on February 26th, the phone was factory reset by manually navigating to the device's settings, and that it had nothing to do with a system update. They also discovered that a password must be entered and that it's unlikely, if not impossible, to be done by accident.
Bro, an iOS update does not factory reset your phone. Like, that was a lie right out the bat. Like, bro, y'all definitely suspects 1 and 2. Y'all definitely did it. The fuck? No one would be installing any type of update on their phones if they knew they would wipe the whole thing clean, bruh. Who the fuck want to get rid of 10,000 photos and videos, bro, with a factory update if it ain't had none of that shit backed up? Like, what? Yeah, okay.
Jennifer explains that
Trying to
Stefan
cover
had
your
an intense
tracks.
reaction to leaving his phone in the hands of the police.
So earlier that day, I think Detective Hunt came, or somebody came, and asked Stefan for his cell phone. If he would willingly give it up so that they can look at it, or if they would need a warrant. And I remember him saying, should I have asked a warrant? Should I have... And I'm like, no, you've got nothing to hide. Give him your phone. And I think we hung out in the house for a little bit, and then when you guys came in the evening, and you guys told us to wait outside, and we waited in my car, he started getting very anxious and very panicky, going, I want my phone back. I want my phone back. And I said, listen, at this point, it's their phone. It's theirs for ever. I don't give a... We will buy you a new phone. It doesn't matter anymore. Whatever they need, they need. Like, let them look at it. And he's like, I just want my phone back. And I'm just like...
She's really good at what she's saying right now. She's talking up a good story, you know, like... looks like she's like shifting the blame to him, you know? Like she's about to throw him under the bus because he can't get his shit together.
Are you trying to make yourself more suspicious? Because,
See?
like, if you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious as... Like, what are you doing?
What they would later discover hidden in the data would shock investigators. And
They're
completely
both
change
they're
the course
both
of the
in on
case.
it. They're both in on
Meanwhile,
it.
as Stefan's account of the day continues, he explains that he left the apartment once again around 12:30 in the afternoon.
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up. So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation was with it.
Jennifer describes Stefan as an avid gamer who collects figurines, trading cards, and retro toys such as Tamagotchis.
Do you remember
Haven't
what
seen those in a
places you
while.
visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192, but I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Between the factory phone reset and now the flat tire, the suspicious circumstances keep adding up. Jennifer continues, explaining what happened as the time approached to pick up Madeline from school.
2:30 rolls around, and I'm already calling Stefan, and he's not picking up his phone. About 10 minutes later, I get a phone call from him going, I just got back home. I left my phone home again. I'm so sorry. How long ago did you leave? And I said, about 10 minutes ago. He goes, I'm so sorry. I missed it. I really wanted to go with you. And I'm just like, it's fine.
Investigators attempt to pinpoint where the tire change occurred, but once again, Stefan seems to struggle with his memory.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
Damn.
It was on
That's a
192,
blowout, bro. That ain't a flat tire. That's a blowout.
Or somewhere.
Fuck is you talking about? Flat tire.
By any chance?
That is the
Other
worst flat
investigators were
tire
unaware
situation
at the
I've
time
ever seen.
Stefan's flat tire would eventually be the key to a massive breakthrough in the search for Madeline. Meanwhile, Jennifer explained she went to the school to pick up Madeline, and more inconsistencies come up.
4:10 rolls around, and she's still not out, or 4:09. And then at this point, I'm feeling the pressure from the cars behind me. I'm like, okay, they're all full. They're all waiting for me to leave, and she's not here yet. So I take off, and I'm thinking, maybe I missed her. Maybe I forgot to tell her I was picking her up from school today, because I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working. So I left, thinking maybe she walked. That's pretty close to school. Let me go drive back down and wait along the path she would walk, and just wait. And I parked and I waited. Maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. She still wasn't there, and I looked at the time and I'm like, okay, she should be back at my mom's office by now. Maybe she took a different path and I didn't see. She's still not here. And I'm like, that's really strange. And I think at this point I call Stefan and I tell him she didn't make it. She's absent today. There's no attendance of her at all today.
Later that evening, Jennifer,
look,
Stefan, and concerned family
there,
members
right here?
met with police to report Madeline missing.
She just
Detectives
looked.
noted several
I don't know,
discrepancies in
man.
Jennifer and Stefan's accounts. Jennifer initially claimed she saw Madeline getting ready for school.
I know people
later
grieve
saying
differently,
she
but
only
she
heard
don't
her.
look like she
Curiously,
cares,
she
bro.
corrected Stefan on what Madeline was wearing earlier, despite initial statements that she never saw her.
White Crocs.
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
Black shorts? Okay.
Additionally, a review of cameras near where Stefan supposedly left Madeline doesn't show his car in the area, and cameras capture him moving in the opposite direction at the time he was supposedly dropping her off at school. A license plate reader also captured Stefan 9 miles away in St. Cloud at the time he was
Bro, you
supposedly
dummy.
heading toward House Rules
Good.
Games in Kissimmee, where he disappears from
Good on the
cameras
cam.
for approximately 54 minutes. With suspicious circumstances surrounding Madeline's disappearance, police prohibit Stefan and Jennifer from re-entering their apartment on the night
Good
of
on 'em.
February 27th, one day
Good on him.
following Madeline's
She fucking did it, bro. She fucking did it. I'm telling you, bro. Ain't no way, dude. They definitely did it. Like, their stories are so inconsistent. Like, she talking about she hadn't seen him or seen her, and then she has seen him. Getting the clothes wrong, then getting them right. Bro, come on now. They fucking did it. She was pimping out her own daughter to her boyfriend. She wanted to run away. She said she's going to tell everybody. And the stepdad couldn't allow that happening. Drugged her up, like knocked her out with some drugs. That's whenever he was going to take her to McDonald's.
disappearance. Jennifer's reaction to the news was far from what investigators expected.
I think at this point, when I noticed that forensics was locking down the house and you guys said we couldn't come back, I told him to call his dad. Because I had a feeling y'all knew something and it was going to come down on him. And I'm just like, they're focusing on the wrong person. They have the wrong person. In my head, I'm convinced you guys are that you had the wrong person. I started saying to him, like, I think they're focusing in on you. Like, you need to call your dad, and I think we need to get you a lawyer.
How did he feel when you said he needs a lawyer?
He didn't believe me. Like, when I told him, like, don't you see forensics is closing down the house? They know something, or there's something, like, they know something. Something's happening. They wouldn't be locking down the house this way if they didn't have suspicions of something.
On the night of February 27th,
why are you trying to hide it? Why are you trying to stop it?
Phone in their apartment.
Bro, if you have nothing to hide, right, and you are genuinely trying to find your daughter, your last thought would be to get a lawyer for yourself. Wouldn't it? I feel like that isn't a priority, right? Is it just me? Like, I know I don't really believe in trust in the justice system as much as others may. Mainly, like, because the justice system is always usually against of the dark skin toned, right? But in cases like this, if I'm trying to find my daughter and they want to go and check through my house and do whatever the case may be to get whatever information they need to do, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. I'm going to cooperate throughout the entire process until they rule out that it is not me. You know what I'm saying? And then after they find out it's not me, I'm going to rip the fucking department to pieces for wasting my time if they come out and say that they thought that I was a suspect or whoever else is in my house is a suspect. Whenever they could have been actually spending all that time and resources searching for my daughter or my family member. But they have every reason to go through this person's house because none of their stories are lining up. They're literally getting caught in every single lie. Like, y'all are lying about the drop off of when y'all left her, lying about her friends, talking to her, lying about what she wore, lying about the time that y'all last saw her, lying about where your stops are. Bro, the lies just keep on stacking. Lied for when they asked you, where did you go? Where have you been for an hour and you can't remember? Yeah, they searching your house because you fucking did it.
They booked a hotel with Stefan's dad, Chris, a retired Orange County police deputy.
Oh my.
Police, sharing his own fears and suspicions.
He policed too, huh? See?
Meanwhile,
That's what I'm talking about.
The following morning, Stefan's sudden absence from the hotel doesn't go unnoticed.
The following morning, I wake up, I think around 9 o'clock in the morning, and Stefan's not there. And I remember thinking, he left again without his phone and didn't tell anyone where he was going. That's suspicious as fuck again. Why is he trying to...
Well, we took his phone, so he got a new phone?
He didn't get the new phone until later that day.
And wiping his phone.
And then handed him a phone. But he rolled in around 11:15.
Boy, these people be pissing me off.
Wawa, and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just driving around. I grabbed some Wawa on 182 and got lost. I didn't know how to get back to the hotel. But I'm here now." And I'm just like, detectives are about to show up. What the would have happened if they showed up and you weren't here? Like, you would have been a fugitive. Like, what are you doing? And he was just apologetic about not telling anyone where he went.
But he had a Wawa cup and he said he was up at 192.
Yeah, but in reality, I know that he truly took my car in the middle of the night to Northport, Florida, and was down there for an hour and came back.
Cameras capture Stefan leaving the hotel lobby at 4:35 a.m. in Jennifer's car. A license plate reader captures him again 1 mile from his parents' home in Northport, Florida, nearly 150 miles from Kissimmee, at 6:29 a.m. Investigators urgently speak with Stefan's dad, Chris, as their suspicions surrounding Stefan's activities solidify their suspicions about it being connected with Madeline's whereabouts.
Did he tell you he was in Northport today? I'm assuming he did it based on the reaction.
Hmm.
You need to take a seat? Or? No. Okay. He was in Northport.
Dad's in on it too, huh?
More than enough reason to believe that Stefan was in Northport today at the exit that you take to your house. Our concern is we're conducting a missing person investigation. Yeah. Given the proximity of that exit to your home, what we're trying to find out is if she's just hanging out in your house, you just want to get her somewhere safe, we want to put eyes on her, make sure she's okay.
Chris contacts his wife, who's currently at their house in Northport, to let her know that local police are on the way.
Crime time.
Chris theorizes that if Stefan were hiding Madeline, there may be another place worth searching.
They're going to come over and want to search a house for, apparently, can I tell them? Yeah. Apparently, Stefan made a trip down to Northport last night. Or this morning, I should say. I have no idea. But there's a storage unit, but he wouldn't have access to the keys to the storage unit because I have the only key to it. And that would have been locked in my car, and he would have had to come in my room, which he didn't have a key to get into it.
Chris cooperates fully, giving police permission to search his home and the storage unit in Northport for any sign of Madeline. Meanwhile, Chris describes a haunting suspicion he shared with his wife once they learned of Madeline's sudden disappearance.
When I left last night, I said, hey, I told her, I said, do we really know? You know, is he capable of doing something harmful to her? Why would you say that? Because some inconsistencies of phone calls he had with me didn't add up, okay? So I'll give you the sequence. He calls me mid-afternoon.
Okay, Dad might not be in on it this time.
3:45 or something.
Dad's probably not in on it.
I just had a flat tire. Okay, how the f did you get a flat tire? You just drove over to Kissimmee. You took her, maybe you're running an errand, but where would you have gone to get a flat tire?
It was several hours later, around 5 p.m., when Stefan told Chris that Madeline never showed up for school. Meanwhile, Jennifer shares similar concerns about his activities.
Him disappearing to Northport.
Dad might be in the
What
clear.
hell was he doing?
But these two know.
I mean, now that I know that that's where he went, that is suspicious as all. Why did he go to a storage unit facility? What was he grabbing? What was he trying to dispose of? Or what was he trying to hide in the... That to me is suspicious.
What Stefan was doing in Northport and how it's related to Madeline's disappearance will be revealed later. The home and storage unit are searched, but no sign of Madeline is found. In the meantime, Stefan is brought to the police station just after his return to the hotel on February 28th, unaware that his many lies are about to catch up with him.
What happened to him?
Flat tire. I haven't changed a flat tire in about 10 years. I made a rookie mistake and had my thumb too close to where the jack and the frame meet. And it slipped, and the frame came down on my thumb and pinned it between the jack.
What about the other scratches?
Courtesy of a janky tire iron and the road.
Did you bleed at all?
Yeah, this one had some blood.
Nah,
this
bro.
one had some blood, but
That was her fighting. That was her fighting for her life.
not much. It clotted fast.
Do you know what popped your tire at all?
No idea. Tire just started going floppy and then
Pretty worn out or
way
something?
floppier and then just completely freaking separated.
What the fuck were you doing for your tire to look like this, bro? What was you doing? 100 on the interstate and ran over some police spikes?
Thank God we had a spare and a jack. Janky as it was.
So typically when changing a tire and stuff, you tend to get brake dust and dirty and all that.
Yeah, I'm
Did you happen to...
positive that I breathed in some freaking brake dust or tire dust or something because I was coughing the rest of the afternoon.
What'd you end up doing to clean up or stop the bleeding and stuff?
Nothing, actually. Just
You didn't
went
get too
home and
dirty?
washed my hands and that was it.
Your clothes get all messed up and all, or...
Not bad, surprisingly.
What were you wearing, by chance?
This. Still wearing this. I'm still wearing the same clothes.
Oh, so you kept everything?
Try to, I guess.
Earlier surveillance footage showed him wearing a red shirt as he threw away items in the trash compactor, left the apartment complex, and returned with Madeline. However, when he's captured on camera at a smoke shop later that morning, his clothes have changed.
Bro, quit playing with me, dog. Like,
Just wearing a red shirt.
why are you throwing out your clothes?
But I changed clothes later because that shirt was in a couple days with down one. And the flat tire happened after that.
After further review of security footage from the apartment complex, Stefan was seen visiting the trash compactor multiple times throughout the day. At 4:35 p.m., around the time Stefan claims he learned of Madeline's absence from school, he's seen throwing away a piece of a damaged tire. However, this wasn't the only thing Stefan discarded.
I'm too old to lie to people, too old to beat around the bush, and we seem like we're having a generally good conversation right now. Okay? The only thing that I ask for from you is, and I will reciprocate, I want you to be honest with me as much as I'm being honest with you. Okay? Nowadays, cameras are everywhere. Okay? So we see you at the guard check. Okay? We see you go by the dumpster. Okay?
Where's Madeline? Where's Madeline, bitch?
I may have taken some trash with me then.
What was in the trash?
House trash.
House trash?
You.
When you for school, did she have her backpack with her?
Yes.
She did. Did she have her school computer with her?
Yes. Presumably, yes.
Presumably. Okay.
She should have.
Once again, this goes back with the whole honesty thing.
No eye contact.
Trash bag that got thrown away that probably shouldn't have been thrown away.
Near the tire, a Hawaiian print backpack,
Oh, the
laptop,
Crocs,
and one white Croc were found, all believed to belong to Madeline Soto. Stefan's story of watching Madeline walk toward the school with her belongings falls apart with this devastating discovery, prompting the detective to make a desperate plea for the truth.
Well, I can confidently tell you, she did not go to school with her backpack.
How's that?
Because we found it in the trash.
Where you been throwing it? Where you been throwing the trash?
So, Stefan, here's what I'm asking you and pleading with you is to dig down and do some soul searching. I have kids. He's got kids.
Disgusting,
This little
bro.
girl's out there somewhere that we need to know where.
Disgusting.
I really, really think you can help us. I mean, you want to get something off your chest. I don't know what it is, but I'm pleading with you.
I don't know. I don't.
Though Stefan continues to deny the truth, the evidence against him is mounting.
Yo, dude, like, if I really didn't do it, right? If I was in his position and none of this evidence was shown, right? Like it really wasn't me. Bro, he's too chill. He's sitting there too chill. Like, I don't care. Like, bro, there gets to a point when people keep accusing you of something, you're not going to be chill the whole time. You're not going to be just chilling there and be like, oh, I wish I knew. When they're clearly saying you're the one that did it. I'd literally be like, are you insinuating that I fucking did it? Yeah, I'm going to be defensive. But this dude is not being defensive at all. Where is your defense? You are not being defensive at all. Like, bro, if you're not going... Dude, like, you fucking did it, dude. Like, bro.
Detectives are far from finished as they prepare to confront him with the jaw-dropping discovery.
Mom's is in on it too. I'm still with that.
Revelation that will be nearly impossible for Stefan.
He's got like these sad eyebrows, like, I don't know.
Text messages.
Fucking, bro. Detective slapped the shit out of him.
Emails. Old stuff.
Pictures?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of pictures were on there?
Training card pictures, lightsaber pictures, Disney pictures.
Creepy ass stuff. Creepy ass stuff.
Do you have a Google account?
Ooh, please do. Take it. Get the information.
Pictures to your Google account?
He got an Android. No, he said iOS.
Automatically,
He said iOS.
sometimes phones sync to a cloud and.
Yeah, I think it backs up to Google.
And then sometimes when you reset your phone and your phone updates and puts these apps back on your phone, sometimes they will put the images back on your phone.
I'm not sure.
Do you have
Oh, I assume so.
How do you assume so? It's a yes or no question, stupid bitch.
Probably. I mean, went
This
to
is-
Disney, took selfies on the train. She got back from Puerto Rico and had her hair braided. We got pictures of that. All sorts of pictures. Family events.
Bro, people are disgusting. Bro.
On February 28th, 2 days after Madeline's disappearance, the digital forensics team was able to recover hundreds of images and videos from.
Oh my god, bro.
And a Google Cloud account. The images date back as far as when.
Oh my god. Dude, this dude is fucking disgusting, dude.
Madeline was only 8 years old. Though few images show Stefan's face, a unique black mark on his genitals would later match those seen in the photos. More discoveries would later come from his search
They looked at his meat.
with horrifying implications.
Here's where I'm going to be brutally honest with you. There's phone. And I'm pretty sure you know what some of those pictures are about. You're a very intelligent person. And I don't want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that are on your phone. You understand what I'm saying? So do you want to add to the list of pictures?
No. Should I be talking with a lawyer right now?
I can't answer that question. My sole purpose right now is to see if I can find, and I'm really hoping you can help me.
And her mom knew about this the whole time.
Help, but I feel like I should probably have a lawyer present at this point.
In a nearby interrogation
Nah, bro, you
Jennifer
need your
is
ass
presented with
whooped.
the distressing
You really need your
evidence.
ass whooped.
However, her initial reaction
Not even that,
leaves
bro.
investigators
There
in shock.
are things that I can't even say on YouTube that I think that you should be getting right now. An ass whooping is on a scale of 1 to 10. An ass whooping is like a level 5. You need a 10 out of 10.
We have his phone. We were able to get into his phone. And there are some very, very unfortunate graphic pictures with. I wish I could tell you this was.
Bro,
all
she
made
knew,
up
bro.
story, but it's not. Did you ever suspect anything like this? No? You okay?
How are you feeling right now?
Can't breathe.
Is this a surprise?
No, it's not.
Is there
photos of her?
Yes. So you know how we have his phone? Obviously, that's how we were able
Look
to
at his fucking eyes. Look at these like lifeless eyes. Look. There's like no soul behind these eyes. At all. Like every time he spoke, this dude had like literally no expression. It's like these type of people don't know how to show any type of feelings. Look at these eyes, bro. Crazy. Crazy fucking eyes.
find the photos in there.
I don't want to believe that this is true. Can I see some of that evidence?
What makes you believe that it's not?
I thought I knew him long enough.
Though investigators insist the
Bro, she's not even outraged, dude. How are you so chill about that? Bro, she's just like, can I see the evidence? You can ask you need to be asking better questions. Like, have you figured out where my fucking daughter is? Has he told you where my daughter is? Cause she's in on it, bro. She knew the whole fucking time.
Jennifer continues to ask them to show her the proof. Despite their concerns that the images may be too difficult for her to see, they ultimately reveal one of the images to her. Jennifer's reaction, however, will soon lead the detective to a chilling conclusion.
So what do you think should happen to Stefan?
I'm afraid to say press charges, but what else? There's a side of me that wants to say he's innocent of this.
Oh my God, bro. There's a side of me that wants to say he's innocent after seeing the evidence. Throw them both away, bro. Throw them both. Throw them both away.
Nothing happened. Can I make one decision now and change my mind later?
What the fuck are you talking about?
If I decide not to press charges now, could I change my mind and press charges later?
What is she on?
It's a lot to digest. Okay, so I don't want to make you answer that right now. But when we come back, we'll talk more about it. She's our main focus.
That's where I'm at. I know that the acts happened, but I'm not convinced that he didn't take her to school. I'm not convinced that he's the reason she's gone. Because if this had been going on for so long, what's the motive? Why Monday? Why that day? Why the day after her birthday when we were supposed to spend the entire week together and have such a great time? Like, we had plans. Like, we knew we were just going to be together that week and we were going to have a good time. So I just can't think, like, why?
When you say what's the motive, what are you assuming?
That she was taken. Not
By
that
him.
Anyone that I know has done something to her, because I feel like
Fucking
nobody
idiot.
I know would do something to her, would hurt her, would murder her, anything like that.
In addition to the photos, several items were located in a search of their apartment.
A gun?
Including a firearm found in Stefan's room.
With holes in it.
Madeline's room, a phone tripod was located inside a drawer, and a pair of men's underwear was found in a laundry basket. Police noted that a specialized light source was used on Madeline's bed, and areas of fluorescence were observed on her comforter. Additionally, Madeline's school notebook was found and appeared to contain graphic depictions of sexual acts. The evidence is enough to charge Stefan with sexual battery, and after more evidence is collected by police, he is placed under arrest. The investigators are still looking for Madeline, and despite the overwhelming evidence of Madeline's victimization, it still isn't enough to convince Jennifer that Stefan had something to do with her disappearance.
Stupid.
We know what happened. What if he's telling the truth about dropping her off and driving away and driving around in circles and getting to
Delusional,
the bank?
bro.
I know there's banks around, right
Delusional.
in that same plaza. And an Amstop. There must be video of him pulling into that plaza and waiting.
Oh my God, dude.
What do you mean? What's your question?
Pissed me off so much, dude.
If you guys have found evidence of him being in front of the store like he said he was, like it's possible that his story might be true and somebody else could have taken her. Like, I'm just thinking, like, what if we're focusing, like, okay, the sex things happened, right? But what if that's completely a side thing and not having to do with this? Like,
How is it different? Oh my God. How are you trying to separate these two crimes, bro? She was gonna run away, go to the police, or go to everybody and tell Madeline. She was gonna tell everybody everything that he was doing to her and the mom And you're gonna tell me that these two aren't connected? You're gonna talk about how the disgusting acts that he was doing to her and her disappearance aren't connected? He knew what he was doing was illegal and disgusting. So why wouldn't he not try to? You stupid, bro. The charges that they give this dude, they need to give the same charges to the mom because this is disgusting.
2 days after his arrest on March 1st, Madeline is still missing, and the detective once again confronts Jennifer, this time to share a troubling concern.
I think at a certain point throughout this relationship, you became aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, your reasons are your reasons, whether it was discussed that it would stop, whether it was discussed how it would go, that you feel some sense of guilt. A lot of the news statements you've given kind of, again, my opinion only, I don't speak for anybody else, whether it's in this room or out of this room, bother me. I feel like some of your sadness is not real sadness. I feel like when you gave the interview with Fox 35, it was not sincere.
She wasn't sincere in the first 48 hours.
I didn't feel like your cries were sincere. And I'm not saying that because you're a bad person.
She is.
Her going missing, her disappearance, if you have knowledge of how it happened, where it happened, an inclination, that emotion's not going to feel sincere because you're already aware of what happened.
I would.
It's almost becomes a lie at that point.
If I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the you want, but I don't know anything. He's never mentioned anything. I've never seen any signs. I tried watching her like a hawk. I thought I was doing a good job, but I wasn't.
Regardless of whether Jennifer was aware of the situation, the reality remains that Madeline hasn't yet been found, and uncovering where she is and what may have happened to her is still the priority.
We currently have upwards, probably 200 people working on finding. Anybody who is somebody is involved.
Yeah.
So, regardless of the circumstances, those people don't get to go home. Those people don't get to go back to their families. Those people don't get to live their lives and go back to their primary jobs. This isn't something that's going to stop or go away. I can tell you, and I know detectives expressed to you that the thought process at this point is this is a homicide investigation.
Yeah.
Based on the evidence I've seen, based on the videos I've seen.
Further review of the surveillance footage, which shows Madeline traveling with Stefan in the early hours of February 26th, leads detectives to draw a heartbreaking conclusion. They note that the slumped position, with her head leaning, is not a common sitting position.
She was
and
drugged.
Horrifically, perhaps indicates that Madeline may not be alive. Additionally, footage captured in a parking garage shows what appears to be Stefan carrying Madeline from the front passenger seat to the trunk at approximately 9:41 a.m., the time when Stefan claimed to be meandering around while waiting for the vape store to open. Without her body, however, their conclusion is only a theory. Meanwhile, a startling admission by Jennifer will soon lead to a brutal confrontation by the detective, whose patience appears to be wearing thin.
Mine was gone.
Talk to Chris about Stefan needing a lawyer.
Yeah.
When?
I think when you guys showed me the photos.
She is still so concerned for this fucking piece of shit man, bro. Like, she has shown like no concern for her daughter. She's been more worried about her boyfriend than her own daughter. Like, she has mentioned more concern. Bro, how these people can be so heartless to like their own children.
So we showed you photos.
No.
The first thought you had was to ask his father if he should get a lawyer?
No. I knew that was true, right? That's evidence. That's for real. That's happening. But I kept thinking, they're going... I don't know why I kept... I can't tell you why my brain kept thinking, no, he didn't kill her. Not that he didn't kill her, but she's still missing. She's still out there. She was taken. Yes, he's done this to her, and that's not okay. but I swore she was still, I felt in my body she was still alive. She was still out there. I told Chris to get him a lawyer because I felt like you guys were chasing the wrong person, but you weren't.
You offered
Come
him a
on,
lawyer
gang.
is very weird.
I know.
Her replies to the details about the severity of Madeline's assaults appear to be the final straw for the detective, as his confrontation grows more heated.
You prioritized him by offering him or telling his dad to get him a lawyer. Not what the did he do? Hey, we need to figure out what happened. No, let's protect Stefan.
Exactly, bro.
No,
Like, you prioritize protecting this shitty human being who was abusing your own daughter. And you want to tell his father that he needs a lawyer? These people are fucking disgusting, bro.
that's not shock. That is your natural instinct to protect Stefan.
I don't know why I said.
But that's the problem. You don't know why. Does your role in her life lead this to happen? I'll be honest.
Yes.
Said she was a child since her victimization started, it occurred under your roof, and you acted like it didn't exist. And knowing the victimization, knowing how ongoing it is, knowing that you saw a picture of it, not just us telling you, not me and him saying, hey, listen, he's being, I think they had a bad relationship. They showed you a picture of it, and you still protected him. So
Disgusting.
how am I supposed to not think that the thought process in your mind is until she's found, Stefan can't be charged with murder? Because we both now know that you don't want him to be charged with murder because you want him to have a lawyer.
No, I don't. That was then.
He can't be charged with murder.
That was then. Everything that you guys have shown me since then and have shown me that he's
So we had to show you a picture of her dead in a car for you to finally not take his side?
Despite his theory that Madeline is deceased, they've yet to locate any sign of her remains. If their devastating theory is correct, the question remains, what motive would Stefan have to end her life?
What do you think made him stab?
She was gonna go tell. She was gonna run away. That's what happened in the very beginning, bro. Talking about World War III and that's why she ran away. No, she was gonna finally come out and say what she had to say because she's been getting abused pretty much almost her whole life, probably.
I don't know. Theory that I keep hearing.
Tell me your theories, because here's the deal. We don't go home until she's found.
No, I know.
So what are your theories?
What I've heard is, what if she upset him and threatened to tell me and say that she was going to tell me and he needed to shut that down. That's the only thing.
What do you think?
I don't want to believe he killed her.
Why?
He's telling me he wants to kill her Sunday night and snuck her body out in the morning. That photo you guys showed me of her slumped in the car.
You don't want to believe he killed her.
I want to believe she's still alive and that she got kidnapped, but that doesn't seem like that's the
Well,
case
that's
at
not
all.
Yeah.
I know my brain just wants to believe something else. I don't want to believe she's still alive. She's out there.
Explain your reasoning behind those assumptions and we'll move forward day by day.
So he had access to benzos.
Oh
and
my.
I think Lunesta.
What are those? I'm not familiar with that.
Benzodiazepines are anxiety medications which relax you and can make you sleepy.
Okay.
And Lunesta, I think, is a sleeping medication.
He stacked all of it and made her take it.
So I don't know if it's possible he gave her something and she was drugged. In those photos that you showed me where you're saying she's dead, maybe she was drugged. But if she is dead and it was done upstairs, I could just only imagine that he choked her. I don't know how else you would kill someone and not leave a mess.
Horrifically, a search for the medication sevoflurane was discovered in Stefan's Google account on February 20th.
What is that? Sevoflurane is a volatile anesthetic that provides hypnosis, amnesia, analgesia. What the fuck? During surgical and procedure interventions, clinical uses include inhalation, induction, and general anesthesia in neonatal and pediatric patients secondary to IVs. This information was obtained by Google. It is known why Stefan would be searching this item using the search terms of show up in drug tests when he wasn't attempting to get a job or he didn't have any children that were having surgery. Upon reviewing, I'm guessing Madeline's cellular phone download, the following was observed: would set an alarm at 7:30 hours on days that she would bring blank to school. There were messages between Madeline and Stefan on February 25th, 2024, starting at the 23:39 hours that stated the following.
12th and 14th. It's described as a volatile anesthetic that provides hypnosis and amnesia and is most commonly used for surgical procedures. An additional search was made to determine whether or not the medication would show up in tests. Still, based on what he's seen, the detective isn't willing to entertain the idea that Madeline was merely sleeping.
We know he killed her. We know he drove out of there Monday morning. We know he discarded her backpack in the trash dumpster. We know he discarded her laptop and one shoe, right? So all her property was discarded to look like she's gone. That way he doesn't have evidence with him. But then you have all these suspicious times of when he's left and come back and he's gone here and gone there. So what do you think he was doing on all these suspicious times? He's roaming 192. What do you think? Knowing what you know now we can play. You know she's dead. You know that we've given you information. What do you think, knowing what you know, he was doing on 192? He was doing here. He was doing here. He was doing in Northport. What do you think?
So him leaving early in the morning and driving around aimlessly somewhere. I feel like he stashed the body at that time. When he came back and then left again. But see, it's daytime. Like, how could you move a body or move something in daytime and not be seen? But like, I feel like he went back to check to make sure he did a good job or to move the body again. I don't know.
Detectives would eventually discover what Stefan was doing in Northport, along with a shocking discovery which will be revealed later. Still, Stefan has 54 minutes of unaccounted for activity in the area of St. Cloud, 9 miles from Kissimmee. Jennifer, however, claims she has no idea what he may have been doing there on the morning of February 26th.
I didn't think he ever, even knew where St. Cloud was because we've never driven down that way ever.
So you live in Kissimmee, right?
Yeah, I know, but to me, he's never had a reason to ever drive down to St. Cloud. Ever.
Investigators continue to pry information from Jennifer, unaware of just how close they are to a major breakthrough. For now, Jennifer poses a dark and twisted theory for where they might search for Madeline.
If I were him, and I had to stash a body, but I would never do this. My mind would say to go to Lake Toho. There's a lot of woods there, there's a lot of gators.
Like I told you, it's going to come to a point where we will. Right? Volusia County Sheriff's Office just found somebody the other day that's been missing for a long time. People get found. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not quick. But we will find her. What you need to think about is when we find her, is there an opportunity or a chance that we are going to prove that you did not assist us to your full capability in this investigation? And if that is true, you need to think about the consequences of that.
Dude.
Consequences of hindering a murder investigation or a capital sexual battery investigation could be punishable up to probably the same charge.
I'm actually starting to think that she didn't know what he did to her daughter as far as murder.
I know you know that I think you prioritize.
But she knew about everything else.
You prioritize jail. You see what I'm saying? If we come back and prove that you sat in this room and misled us, that you didn't lead us in the right direction, or that you assisted, or you acknowledged, or you knew, you're going to get warning from jail.
If I knew anything, I swear I would tell you.
At 4 p.m., just minutes after Jennifer's interrogation comes to a frustrating end, a call reaches detectives about a witness who claimed to see the suspect vehicle and a man fitting Stefan's description changing a tire near Hickory Tree Road, the location where Stefan disappeared from cameras in St. Cloud. The witness reveals the exact location where locked gates separate the road from an area of private property. The property owner gives police permission to enter, and horrifically, tucked inside a long expanse of bamboo trees, Madeline's body is discovered. She's found wearing a green-colored sweatshirt and blue jeans, and her body is covered by pieces of what appeared to be hay or dry grass. The bottoms of her socks are clean, suggesting she was carried. Records would also reveal the sickening purpose of Stefan's trip to Northport while his family slept at the hotel. According to police records, at 6:34 a.m., just after arriving in Northport, Stefan attempted to log into his Google account. It was later that Chris discovered the hard drive for Stefan's computer had been removed and
Bro, lock his ass up and have somebody fucking... I can't even say that. I can't say that. I really can't. But there's a reason why people like this are the most hated in prisons. And even in wars and stuff like that, you don't fuck with the men, the children, and the elderly. People who do that shit
placed in a bin at Chris's storage facility. He handed it over to the police, where it was found to contain over 35,000 explicit images of children. In a call between Chris and Stefan recorded from the jail, Stefan is confronted with the grim reality of a long future behind bars.
That's not enough, man. Everything that he did to that girl needs to be done to him in prison. Bro, like, screw the whole censorship and stuff on that take. If you even go against this take, there's something wrong with you. Like, there's really something wrong with you. Everything that he did to her needs to be done to him in prison. Everything. They need to do it to him. Eye for an eye.
The crimes you have been charged with carry a minimum 40-year sentence. So obviously we're going to be gone. We'll all be gone. We're sad about that, obviously, because there won't be anybody here for you when you come out.
Yeah, and I'll be lucky if I have another 40 years left in me either, so.
Yeah. I wish there was a way that, you and I can have a conversation, all of us could have a conversation to understand what's taken place, how this came about, how you arrived here, because it would help us better understand the situation, because we're at a loss for understanding how all this came about. I mean, we're just totally baffled.
You failed. You failed as a parent. That's what happened. I don't care, bro. I'm blaming the parents. You failed as a parent. You did not know your son at all. This is probably not the first time he's acted on some stuff like this. How do you not know your son? And then you want to talk about, we want to get to the bottom of this. You want to understand, what is there to get to the bottom of? This man abused and mutilated a young girl who doesn't even get to live her full life. She doesn't even get... You have a blessing to be in jail for 40 years if you make it that long. If you make it that far. That is a blessing that she will never have. She's never going to be able to see the age 40.
Well, I didn't start it.
Oh, you didn't start it, but you participated in it, which is just as bad as not starting it, but that's for another day.
Obviously, I can't get into specific details or anything, but, I mean, if you'd like to schedule a visit with me or something, maybe we can find some way to talk.
I don't know. I think we're always going to be recorded, so there won't be an opportunity to do that.
A later autopsy would rule Madeline's cause of death as strangulation. Though an exact time of death could not be determined, investigators believe she was deceased before she was taken out of the apartment and was killed either the night of her birthday party or early the following
Oh
morning.
my God, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? You killed her on her birthday? I mean, it's the fact that you killed her in general, bro. But you did it on her birthday, bro. That is like that is her day. That is like her sacred day. The day of her birth where you celebrate her life and you took it.
But an unfortunate coincidence that the person on camera bore a similar resemblance. Stefan is being held without bond and is currently facing multiple charges, including 13 counts of...
Let me see those charges right there. If the police didn't...
bond.
Sexual battery. That's it. Y'all didn't even put murder in here. Are you... What?
And is currently facing multiple charges, including 13 counts of sexual battery, 7 counts of lewd molestation, 39 counts of unlawful possession of obscene materials, and first-degree capital murder. On April 26, 2024, 37-year-old Stefan Michael Stearns entered a plea of not guilty. His jury trial is set to begin on September 22, 2025, where prosecutors intend to seek the death penalty.
Good.
He currently awaits his fate at the Osceola County Jail in Kissimmee, Florida. Jennifer has not been charged with any crimes related to the disappearance or murder of Madeline Soto.
Bro. They need to take the jail and fucking throw it at him. Throw the whole fucking jail at him. Bro. The death penalty needs to be the same act that he did to her. That should be his death penalty, bro. Like, I'm about to... I don't like watching these, bro. So I be getting too worked up with them. Bro, like, man... I like watching, you know, like... road rage compilations and stuff like that, but bro, these be getting me worked up. These be getting me worked up. Man. These be pissing me off, bro. I pray for that girl. Bro, her mom failed her. Was that her father? Was that her blood father, bro? Like, bro, everything failed her, bro. I'm just so sorry her friends couldn't, like, help her, dude. Her friends. Bro. I'm getting off this shit, bro. That shit pissed me off, man.